Is Russia a dark, cold, scary place full of bears and bad guys? Watch this video and let me know in the comments.
Если вы хотите смотреть наши видео на русском, вы можете смотреть их в Яндекс браузере на русском языке, там есть дубляж.
Josiah did not tell me that my hair was a mess for that last shot. Good cameraman. Thank you.
Yeah, so this
Behind the scenes shots.
winter time is best time for just for filming. You know, no crowds around, just a lot of space around you. So good views.
Frostbite on my fingers.
Check the sound on that.
Не забудьте посмотреть это видео за выключениями VPN для другой страны, чтобы мы получили кредит на рекламу.
Hello and welcome again to Expat American. I'm here with my friend Zhenya. Did I say it right? Zhenya. He is a Russian, a 100% Russian this time, just like Pavel. And today we're going to be looking in this video at Russian architecture, specifically Moscow theater houses. Our cameraman Josiah will be helping us out, and maybe he'll have some sarcastic remarks to say as well. We are here in front of our very first theater house for this video. This is Evgeny's choice. I know nothing about where we're going except that the buildings look beautiful. And where are we at? What's this first building, Evgeny?
Well, this is theater of Russian army. So it used to be a theater for Soviet army. So since the times changed, now it's just theater of Russian army. Actually, it's a remarkable place, and I guess it's the only theater of that kind in Russia. I'm not sure if any other countries have something like that, but actually it was built right after revolution, if you can say so, like in 1913s, something like that. And since then it's operating, and it's open for shows even now, so it's cool.
And you have a red star on your cap. Is that for this occasion?
Yes. Oh, no, on my cap, it's like, you know, coincidence. But really, yeah, thanks for reminding me. It has the shape of a star. So if you just go up and just take a look from the, like, from up above, you'll see the shape of this building. It's like 5-pointed star. They say that during World War II, German Luftwaffe, they just used this building as like a pointer.
Right, as a reference point. I've heard they couldn't bomb an entire cities. They'd have to leave certain buildings they would recognize to know where they were.
Each of their, you know, 5 points, they just pointed to some specific object, like railway station and, you know, the downtown of the city. So it's not just simple coincidence here. I didn't check, just for sure.
Very interesting. Well, let's take a closer look. I wish you could be here because it is massive, like the columns and the wall. And, you know, I grew up in America, so it's reminding me of Washington, D.C. when you go to all these big, massive buildings and monuments. So what are some other facts about this place before we take off?
What I remember watching a video about the theater, that it has the largest stage in Europe. So actually it allows to have on stage real tanks and cavalry.
Wow.
Yes, and there's a ramp, you know,
On the back?
On the back, yes, just to be able to get there to the stage.
So it's a theater that's so big they can bring military equipment out. I wonder if I've seen songs on YouTube of the Red Army Choir. I wonder if it was here. Wow, all right. So we were about to take off, but we wanted to run around back here and see where they bring the tanks in. And it looks like these are perhaps railroad tracks, and a small tank could fit in through here.
Yeah, it looks like so.
Very cool. All right, well, on to the next theater house. Josiah, so what did you think of our first theater house?
It was big.
Big?
Yeah,
You liked it, huh?
sure.
All right, we're here in front of another famous theater. I actually know this theater, but I'll pretend that I don't. Evgeny, tell us about it.
This is Bolshoi Theatre. Just literally, it's big, but we can't tell it's big. So it's Bolshoi Theatre, and as it's known around the world. So this is the place #1 for ballet and opera in Russia. So if you guys just want to check this out, go and visit it.
Yes, Bolshoi in Russian means big. And I've been here on 2 dates with my wife. We saw Turandot in here. I said it in another episode. We saw Turandot. And then a few months later, I saw Mission Impossible 4 with the exact show in the movie. So it was quite exciting. Whenever I see that movie, I'm reminded of the Bolshoi Theater and my romantic time with my wife, Svetlana.
A few interesting facts about the Bolshoi Theatre. I made some notes and I'm going to share it with you. So, you know Tchaikovsky, right? So Pyotr Tchaikovsky made his debut here as a conductor. Another fact that his famous Swan Lake, this ballet of all times, was staged here first time in March of 1877. Another fun fact that actually the USSR was born in the Bolshoi Theatre. So in 1922, the Red leadership of the country made a historic decision to create a multinational socialist state, the USSR. So the building of the theatre hosted meetings of the Soviet government, congresses of the Communist Party, meetings of workers of Moscow. Some facts about interior. Do you know that fabric, textile drawing protected the theaters from bombing? To preserve the building of the Bolshoi Theatre during the bombing, they put on a protective disc with the image of ordinary houses and construction nets. And another interesting fact about Crystal Miracle chandelier was not damaged in the war. So these unique chandeliers of the theater survived during the Second World War. In 1941, a bomb fell on the theater, but by a lucky chance, there were no chandeliers in the theater at that moment. The day before that, they were mistakenly taken away for restoration. Can you believe that? And it would be interesting to mention that they said that the theater designs like a giant violin. So they mean that the materials that they use, like wooden panels made of resonance spruce, were used for wall decoration. The iron ceiling was replaced with wooden. The rooms under the amphitheater were filled with earth.
So Josiah, what do you think of the Bolshoi Theater here?
I think it's a big theater.
That's it?
It's a theater that's really big. So, yeah.
You said the last one was big. You gotta say something else.
There's horses on top of it.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a 100 rubles bill with us, so if you just take it, you'll see that the Bolshoi is on a 100 ruble bill.
So we are at our third theater. We're actually in the same courtyard. The Bolshoi is right there. And right here, what do we got, Evgeny?
This is Maly Theatre, so literally means small one. But it's not kind of small, it's just called this way. So Maly Theatre is for drama stages. So it's not for opera and ballet, it's for drama. And one day it was recognized as a classic drama theater, #1 in Russia, maybe in Europe.
We got a little bit closer to the Maly Theatre. I think I can see where it says in Cyrillic Maly Theatre. Is that right?
Right.
And Josiah, what do you want to say about this theater? I think I know.
Yeah, I think it's a small theater.
What? How do you say small in Russian?
Malenki.
Malenki. Молодец. Very good. I like your insight.
Thank you.
You see the building behind me, so this is a new stage for Bolshoi Theatre. So I wasn't there inside, but actually they say this is for younger troops, younger team who wanna perform there. So we may go and see them on this stage.
Turn and show the proximity to Bolshoi. I thought Russia had everything, but it didn't. For example, in Russia, Europe, and the USA, there's a unique product called Synthesit. But Russia doesn't have a powerful modification of the product Synthesit fucoidin. It's a terrific product to restore energy and health. It normalizes blood flow. The red blood cells stop forming clots and blood starts to flow normally into all organs and tissues, heart and brain. Fucoidin Synthesit has only two natural, safe, and highly effective components: the innovative mineral Synthesit and the cleanest and best in the world fucoidin from the Australian firm Marinella. Fucoidin Synthesit can protect you from heart attacks, strokes, and any other diseases that develop due to thick blood. Fucoidin Synthesit allows you to recover quickly from the disease, even if doctors can't help you. This is the best product in the world. Follow the links in the description and order Synthesit Fucoidin with delivery to Europe or the USA. This product is not available in Russia. As we walk to our next theater, I want you to be thinking about how does the Moscow Theater District compare to your theater district in your city. Whether you live in the West or perhaps another part of Russia, and how does this city in general compare to where you live? So right here beside me are two famous Russian acting coaches and directors that Hollywood knows about, and I'll let Evgeny say their names.
Stanislavski and Nemirovich Danchenko.
Ah, very nice. I can't say that. And down this Moscow City Walk here, you can see that's the theater that they started glowing there. Is that right?
Yes, this is Maly художественный академический театр. Moscow Academical Theater. Moscow Art Theater, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Anything interesting we should know about this place?
Well, was founded way back in 19th century. I know that those two gentlemen just founded. And the guy who redesigned this building, actually he made a logo that looks, to me, it's not, not very cool, but it's original logo, the seagulls flying over the waves. It's, if you see this, actually it's original logo that came from, that time. This second building is a school for this theater, where actually in the springtime you may see just crowds of students just trying to get there, and they took exams here, so it's funny. And another interesting thing that one day the troupe of the theater became the big one, pretty big ones, and huge, that they have to split. And our next destination would be another МХАТ. We just call it МХАТ, Maly художественный академический театр, like abbreviation is МХАТ. So this МХАТ is Chekhov's МХАТ. Another one is Gorkov's.
Okay, so we'll go see the spin-off. But first, I want to see the seagull logo. Let's head over there. We've gotten a little bit closer to this theater. Check out the doors and the architecture. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And Josiah acts like he doesn't care. But I know that this video in particular is near and dear to his heart because he has years of theater training. How many years, Josiah?
Roughly a decade.
A decade of classical theater training. This guy right here, Josiah. Anything else you want to say about that?
Nothing but regret.
Josiah just lit up for the first time in months. This is a pizza vending machine on our way to our final theater. Are you excited?
Oh, very.
You have
these in America.
You have 300 rubles for this?
Unfortunately not, but I'll come back with it.
Wow. So we have two theaters for our final stop, and this one, obviously, it's a newer theater named after Gorky, I believe.
Right.
Evgeny told me. So what else would you like to say about this place?
Well, this is the Moscow Theatre number 2, if we can say so. So we just a few minutes ago we were at the first location where we saw Nemirovich, Dachenko, and first guy. I forgot his name. Gosh.
The Russian guy.
The Russian guy. Yes, Stanislavski.
Stanislavski, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, and we know that at the very beginning there were one theater, Moscow Art Theatre, then they split in two. So this one is second one. So Moscow Art Theatre named after Gorky. It's a different architecture style. You see this 4 brackets with huge lamps pushed forward. I know that they symbolize like 4 muses. That's all that I know about this building.
So let's look over here at this one. Cue the bulldozer. Evgeny, this one looks older. It looks like it's a more European style.
Yeah, but it's also like well-known theater, Pushkinsky Theater. And yeah, it's pretty old. Actually, it's also for like a kind of drama theater. And yeah, I have a legend story about this. I'll give it to you later. Okay.
Okay, off camera. Secret
Right,
legendary
right.
stories.
Legend says that the ghost of actress Alice Coonan lived in the Chamber Theater. She cursed the theater when the authorities evicted her and her husband Alexander Taryrov from the building in the 1950s. Taryrov, unable to withstand the blow, ended up in a psychiatric hospital. His life ended with insanity and diagnosis of brain cancer. Alice Coonan survived her husband for a quarter of a century, and after her death in 1974, the actress' apartment was torn apart. Valuables were sold off, and posters, costumes, and letters that she's lovingly collected in the hope of opening a museum of a chamber theater were burnt right in the courtyard. Eyewitnesses said that when a poster with a smiling Coonan was thrown into the fire, the paper bent and everyone saw an inhuman grin of the woman's face. Devilry began in the theater. People in the poster of the head died one after another, and after meeting with the ghost of Alice Coonan, the actors could not go on stage and left the theater. And when the theater was consecrated in 1991, the actors saw a huge blue butterfly flying away. It was the soul of Alice Coonan, who forgave insults and found peace. Another interesting point about this place. So if you watched the famous movie, Soviet movie, Moscow Doesn't Believe in Tears, actually this is
I
an
have
Oscar.
watched that a couple times.
So yeah, do you remember the main character, Goga? So there's a scene when he and Alexandra, the young lady, they just walking along these stairs, and they have a talk on them. So that's the place was shot.
Well, now I have to watch that movie again.
Yes.
With Josiah tonight. What do you say?
Once is enough for me, thanks.
We're in a Russian cafe. What is this place, Evgeny?
This is Bratyi Karavaevy cafe, like Brothers Karavaevys, and it's a nice cafe. It's several locations around the city, so it's pretty cozy. Lots of nice food and sweets, and not only. So.
What did you get us to eat? What do you got here?
I want the dessert this time, so it's I don't remember how it's called, but it's pretty nice. Juicy with juicy cake with cherry, and it's nice. I recommend.
And what did you get me?
We call it zapikanka. It's like cottage cheese, and it's not like a cheesecake, but it's nice anyway, with some berries.
And what do you got there, Josiah?
I have an apple baked in cinnamon and nuts, I think.
Right.
And some hot tea, of course. Here's mine. I'm going to try. That looks like cheesecake with blueberries on it, but Evgeny told me it is not like that. Tastes like dense cheesecake with blueberries on it. Вкусно, tasty. How's the apple, Josiah?
Вкусно.
Okay, mine is good. Every time we just visited Karavaev Brothers, I ordered this one, so it's good.
Alrighty, so that was our tour of Moscow architecture, theater houses, and whatnot. What did you think? Leave a comment, let us know. Click like, click subscribe, ring the bell notification, click the share button and send this to your friends. Also, again, we're on Patreon. If you want to look us up, the link is below. And on VK under the name Joseph Rose. Thanks so much, my friend, for taking us around. And we will see you in the next video. So it's not Christmas time, it's just Moscow in February.
Yes.
I like the snow right at the end of the video, just in time. Josiah, what are you dreaming about?
The pizza vending machine.
Подписчики, мы очень хотим, чтобы Запад узнал правду о России. Похоже, алгоритм Ютуба решил, что ему не нравится то, что мы говорим. Да вы можете помочь решить эту проблему, нажимая кнопку «Поделиться» для этих видео как можно чаще, чтобы исправить ситуацию.